Happy Monday! Welcome back to Drinking by Myself. My name is Emma and today I am filming on the floor. You may be wondering, Emma, why are you filming on the floor? And I shall tell you why. I recently found this thing on Instagram. I can't remember who originally wrote it. I will credit them and link to it in the description box below. It was basically a little mini essay called Run the Dishwasher Twice. And it was this woman talking about how her therapist had taught her this little life hack called Run the Dishwasher Twice. And it's basically about those times when you're feeling depressed or unmotivated or whatever is going on. Maybe you're just feeling really, really tired and simple chores feel completely impossible to you, but beyond the bounds of what is possible. And I super relate to this. And the reason it's called Run the Dishwasher Twice is because she was saying those days when she can't even summon the energy to load the dishwasher, because in order to do that she would have to rinse the plates first so that all of the food doesn't get stuck in the dishwasher, and the idea of standing at the sink and doing that is just too much effort, too much energy expended. And what her therapist told her was really simple: run the dishwasher twice. And at first she was like, no, you're not supposed to do that, but that was the point. The point is, on those days, just get your shit done however you can. If you need to run the dishwasher twice, it doesn't matter that that's not how it's supposed to be done. Run the dishwasher twice. If showering every day seems too exhausting, then why not have your shower lying down? She talked about doing her laundry, but then instead of folding everything and putting it away, just shoving it wherever it would fit. And when she was feeling better, as things got easier and more manageable, she would then get the energy to do things how they were supposed to be done, how keeps everything running a bit more smoothly. But in the meantime, just run the dishwasher twice. It's okay, babe. This is the best we can do some days. So I was feeling really unmotivated to film. I really wanted to film. I had my makeup all done and everything, but somehow the thought of sitting in front of the camera and getting it all set up seemed hard. So I'm running the dishwasher twice. I'm filming while lying on the floor. So today I am going to do a 5-star predictions video. I have 5 books here. Actually, I have 4 books here because one of them is an ebook that I am convinced I'm going to give 5 stars to. Let's manifest it. Let's make it happen. I wish I had a pillow. I'm going to get a pillow. I'm going to crawl to get a pillow. I think the demotivation today is coming from the fact that I have a really bad back, and I've had a really bad back for a week now. And it's not that bad. It's not as bad as I've had in the past. If you've been here for a while, you've seen weeks where I've had really, really bad pain. It's mild but chronic, which by the end of the week just grates on you so much. I'm tired of having a bad back. Oh my god, this is literally the life. You may never see me sitting up to film a video ever again. So let's start with my first 5-star prediction, and that is the audiobook. It's an audiobook that I am listening to, or I'm about to listen to through Scribd, and it is called I'll Be There For You, the one about friends by Kelsey Miller. I just heard of this. It's actually a few years old, but I only just heard of it, and it's a non-fiction book, and it's all about Friends, which is my favorite TV show of all time. I know that's basic, but whatever you say, it is the best TV show of all time, and it's basically a deep dive into all of the pop culture phenomenon that sprung up from Friends, and you get behind the scenes, you get interviews, get the goss on which guest stars they didn't like and stuff like that. I think I'm gonna love every second of it. I can quote basically every line from every episode of Friends, so I feel knowing even more about this fantastic show can't go wrong. And yes, I know there are many problems with the show. I am not blind to that fact, and I'm also not forgiving of that fact. There are moments in Friends that are fully unacceptable, namely the gay panic amongst the men, and even more so the transphobia against Chandler's dad. There are some very, very uncomfortable moments in that show, and also the whiteness, the extreme whiteness, but I love it. It makes me feel at home. It's just a comfort blanket to me, and there are also areas in which I do think it's held up better than other shows, even more recent shows. Like, I think Friends is a lot less problematic than something like How I Met Your Mother, which is 10 years more recent, but like 50 years back in history in terms of how progressive it isn't. Anyway, let's not get into that. That's not the point of this. It is perfectly valid to have lots of criticisms of Friends, but I do think I'm going to love that book a lot. 5-star prediction number 2. This one you may laugh at if you've seen some of my recent videos. This is Plainsong by Ken Haruf, and this one I literally unhauled. In balancing the books, I hadn't balanced my book, so I had to get rid of some, and I decided to get rid of this one for the incredibly shallow reason that the writing was very small, and I thought, I can't bother to read that. But so many people commented saying what a mistake that was, that in an unprecedented move, I rescued it from my donation box and I put it back on my trolley and I swapped it for something else. And because everyone was like so up in arms about how much I was going to love this book, I've gone from literally being ready to unhaul it to now being convinced it's going to be a 5-star read for me. It's just set in a small town, which sounds nice. It's set in like Colorado, and it's a big cast of characters all struggling in this small town. It's the relationships between all of them, and you know what? I love that kind of shit. I don't know why I ever thought I was going to unhaul this. Come to me. Okay, number 3 5-star prediction is Yours Cheerfully by AJ Pearce. And this one is a sequel to the book Dear Mrs. Bird, which was a 5-star read for me, and which also I hold very, very fond memories of for several reasons, partly because I loved it and it was a wonderful book, but also because when I first got my job at Pam Macmillan, which today, to very day, I am celebrating my 3-year anniversary of. But before I actually started there, but after I'd been offered the job, they asked if I wanted, it was actually Elle, my line manager, asked if there were any books that I wanted. So I requested Dear Mrs. Bird, that was like just about to come out at that point. And I read that one and absolutely loved it. And so it like fills me with so much nostalgia, partly of how wonderful the book was. It's like set in World War II, and it's about this girl who kind of she starts working for an agony aunt, and it's just like very, very cheerful and emotional at the same time. So partly the content of the book brings me joy, but also I read it at such an exciting time. Like I was so excited about starting my job at Pam Macmillan, and so that book just reminds me of that excitement. And now there's going to be a sequel, which is fab. It's kind of rare that I give a sequel to a beloved book. Like if the first book was 5 stars, it is kind of rare that I give the second one also 5 stars, because it's no longer like unique. It's no longer a surprise. So, you know, I'm being ambitious with this one. Realistically, it's probably more likely to be a 4. Like I will absolutely love it, but 5 stars for me is just a feeling. It's not a critical review, it's just a feeling, and it's hard to replicate that feeling with a sequel. But you know what? I think if anyone can do it, AJ Pearce can do it. Okay, 5-star prediction number 4 is Patsy by Nicole Dennis-Benn. I've had this one for like a year now. I really need to read it. I think it's going to be very similar to Americana. So this is about a girl called Patsy who moves from Jamaica to New York and like reunites with an old friend there, an old lover. So far, very similar to Americana. That one was about a girl moving from Nigeria to New York. I think it was New York that she went to. It was America. But this one is queer because the old friend / lover is also a lady. Oh, and I'd forgotten that she has a 5-year-old daughter who she has to leave behind. So that sounds very emotional. So yeah, I think I'm just going to absolutely adore this one. It's the story of one woman's fight to discover her sense of self in a world that tries to define her, and of the lasting threads of love stretching across years and oceans. Like, oh my god, can you even think of anything better? And finally, I have another optimistic one. This is my proof of Hostage by Clare Mackintosh, and I just noticed it's a very cool proof. It's set on a plane, and this is like a boarding pass, this front cover, and this even rips off. I think it rips off. I don't want to rip it off because then I can't put it back on. But it's like when you rip off part of your boarding pass. That's so cool. You can save hundreds of lives, or the one that matters most. So Clare Mackintosh, I have read 4 of her novels so far, all 4 of her novels, and 2 of them were 5-star reads. The first 2 that I read and the first 2 that she wrote were 5-star reads. The most recent 2 that she wrote were 3-star reads for me. So I'm hoping that this will be like a return to how much I love her. Also, they've done so well with this proof. Scan the QR code to upgrade to business class. It's so fun. I'm going to do it. Should I do it right now? I'm going to do it right now. Take me to business class.
Hello and welcome to business class.
Well, that sounded fab. Clare Mackintosh, what a lady. So it's, I think, all set like on this one flight. So it's going to be very tense. It's going to be like within 24 hours kind of thing. And I love that. I love a book that's set in a very, very short time frame and is very tense and claustrophobic because they're all stuck on a plane. Like if you're scared of flights, maybe don't read this one. But I just have very high hopes that this is going to propel Clare Mackintosh back into my 5-star books. I think that's my delivery driver, so I should probably get off the floor or he'll maybe think I'm not okay and call someone. Put a 5-star prediction of your own in the comments below. I love knowing what you guys are excited about, and I'll go and check them all out, every last one. Unless too many of you comment, and then I won't. Bye!